You don't want that CD cap out your face, I'll let the cop and let go. Insane in the brain when I bring my pain, expose you things when I bust through. You break the dead, you understand, you better stop playing and let go. My words are sharp, my heart is burdened. You said you've been waiting for me.
MCCOMB, Mississippi. In a city with a population of just 12,000 people, the MCCOMB police chief says violence is a growing problem. MCCOMB is now on pace to have more murders this year than they saw in the previous 2 years, 2023 and 2024. 6 people were killed in each of the last 2 years. The chief voices his opinion, what he thinks is driving the rising crime, the music, the culture of violence, and not just in this city, but throughout the nation. And then, obviously, the easy access to firearms as well.
My heart's beating in the rain, still stars ticking in the rain, seems far even in the rain. Whoa, my heart's beating.
What is the most common crime in Mississippi? In 2023, 69.9% of all violent crimes were aggravated assaults, 10.6% robberies, 16.1% rapes, and 3.4% murders. Mississippi ranked 44th among states for high violent crime rates, 203 offenses per 100,000 people. And look at the most dangerous cities in Mississippi. Jackson, Mississippi. America's homicide capital in 2024, Jackson held the grim title of having the highest per capita homicide rate in America. While considered the least dangerous on this list, MCCOMB, Mississippi still experienced a higher than average crime rate, a list that often overlaps with what locals call the 10 most ghetto cities in Mississippi. We use the newest numbers released in late 2024 and early 2025.
10. MCCOMB. MCCOMB logs 18.1 crimes per 1,000, the least bad on this tough list. Violent crime registers 3.4 per 1,000, and property theft 14.7 per 1,000. Police credit community patrols for holding numbers down, yet holiday shoplifting waves and catalytic converter thefts keep residents on edge.
The question remains, who gets the credit for being the community patrols? Now that the reports read the crime rate has dropped in 2025, it has been rumored that traditional organizations such as Imperial Insane Vice Lords and Black Disciples has been socializing and active in the community for a couple of years, without the assistance of police enforcement. Fact. During a conversation with the mayor of MCCOMB, an active IIVL asked if he had given up on the kids. He replied, "The parents did." This wasn't a statement taken lightly. As the conversation continued, the Vice Lord stated that he could assist in stopping the new modern violent gangs. The mayor stated, "Well, why don't you?" The answer to that question was simple, because you would start arresting the wrong team. They don't respect police, but they have no choice but to respect OGs. We run the penitentiary, the system you send them to. This is about a solution, not a merit. The Imperial Insane Vice Lord informed the mayor at that point that he would do what needed to be done. Just don't try and take the credit for it this time.
Recent information regarding police interactions in MCCOMB, Mississippi suggests a complex and evolving situation. A video showing a MCCOMB police officer striking a teen several times went viral in July 2025, leading to the officer's suspension without pay. The incident occurred during a large fight involving juveniles. Addressing gun violence, city leaders in MCCOMB have been addressing the issue of gun violence and community relations, encouraging residents to use the tip 411 anonymously to report information about illegal firearms or suspected crimes.
Find a solution.
This is disturbing, alarming, that here in MCCOMB, Mississippi, that we have such gun violence here. I've had approximately 5 community meetings throughout the city to address gun violence or youth violence in our city, trying to come up with some idea as to how we can reduce the gun violence.
The mayor is asking for the community to be patient.
In summary, MCCOMB, Mississippi is facing scrutiny regarding recent police interactions and addressing concerns about police harassment and community relations. While specific information regarding widespread police harassment is limited, the incidents mentioned highlight the need for continued monitoring and accountability within the police department.
It has been recorded that in modern years, the organization, Almighty Vice Lord Nation, also known as the CVLs Incorporated, worked with organizations like the YMCA of Metro Chicago to organize youth programs. The organization, Almighty Vice Lord Nation, also actively protested against discriminatory housing and labor practices.
So that gave the older Vice Lords this idea that they need to become an organization, a community organization to reach the younger ones. Initially, they met with the two commanders in the London area, the 10th and 11th District Police.
They established small businesses within the community, including African-themed clothing stores and community currency exchanges. The CVL Incorporated advocated for peace and racial equality. They also formed alliances with other gangs like the Blackstone Rangers and Gangster Disciples to fight against white supremacy. Modern-day Imperial Insane Vice Lords have been recorded for years, holding several youth ministry events, gospel youth explosions, in Van Cleve, Gulfport, Ocean Springs, Pascagoula, and Goshen, Mississippi, and Mobile, Alabama, Pensacola, Florida, and even numerous parts of Louisiana, Lake Charles, and Jeanerette. Reported in the Gulfport Sun-Herald April 7, 2016, 6:35 p.m. by Gene Coleman. Special to the Sun-Herald, the first Gulf Coast Music Festival. It was held on the East Lawn of Beauvoir Museum, the last home of Jefferson Davis, Biloxi, the headquarters of the Southern Confederacy. The event was produced by an Imperial Insane Vice Lord to benefit homeless veterans. This event drew over 40,000 people to the Gulf Coast in 2016.
So it appears that not only have the Imperial Insane Vice Lords been positively active for over a decade, it appears their works in the community could possibly be greater than the negative stereotype, and even greater than the trusted law enforcement.
The Vice Lord Nation has grown so powerful because of the goals the nation has tried to accomplish over time. Many think it is all about drugs and money, but the real cause for the nation is not about drugs and money, or not even about violence. But this is the behavior that often results from membership. But the nation itself does not condone violence and criminal activity. There was a time in history where our country had faith in the Vice Lords and even offered assistance. As a result, something positive and marvelous developed from it.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Subscribe and don't like. That's what the button's for. Voice your opinion. But stay tuned for the next episode of Facts.